So today we're going to go over the full story of the Mortal Kombat 4 comic book, which is kind of a prequel comic leading up to the game. I would like to say at the end of the video, let me know if you guys would like me to cover more Mortal Kombat comic books. I would love to cover the Malibu comics. I would love to cover the John Tobias comics of MK1 and MK2, and also go over the Mortal Kombat Deception comic. If you guys would like to see that, go ahead and leave a like on this video and leave a comment down below and let me know which one I should do next. The comic starts off in Edenia, explaining the aftermath of Mortal Kombat 3, and showing that Sindel is now the new queen of Edenia. And as described in the comic, she is at work trying to rebuild the realm of Edenia and bring justice to those who betrayed her, and she confronts Reptile in the first page of this comic, asking Reptile, "Do you have anything to say before I make my decision?" Reptile responds saying, "Your words have no power over me. I am proud to have served Shao Kahn." As a result, Sindel banishes Reptile to the Kombat mines of Shao Kahn. Now in Reptile's bio in the game, it actually said that he got banished to the Netherrealm, but I think you can make it work either way because this is supposed to be Reptile's motivation as to why he joins Shinnok's side when he comes around. After that happened, Tanya and her father are now introduced. Tanya's father is described as an ambassador to the new realms. Tanya and her father approach Sindel at her throne, along with bringing some refugees with them. Tanya's father tells Sindel, "Your Majesty, my daughter Tanya was contacted by another realm that is being oppressed by an evil ruler." Referring to a refugee that they brought with them, Tanya says, "They seek your wisdom and guidance." Sindel responds by letting one of the refugees explain what's going on. The refugee comes forward and says, "Thank you, Queen Sindel. I come from the realm known as Trechi. We are a peaceful realm known for our devotion to the arts, until 2 years ago when Trechi was invaded by the evil sorcerer Shao-Kahn. He quickly conquered our people and forced us all into slavery." Sindel questions the refugee as she has never heard of the realm or the sorcerer he's talking about. The refugee tells Sindel, "We are a quiet people, Your Majesty, but I have brought you a gift made by our most talented artisan." He goes on to say, "It's said that you will see your heart's desire when you gaze upon it." Sindel says, "It's so beautiful, I've never seen anything like it. I feel like I could stare at it forever." As that happens, the refugee says, "Just as I had planned," as the comic reveals a face of a familiar evil sorcerer to the Mortal Kombat franchise. We then cut to 500 miles to the south of Sindel's throne, where there's a summit taking place between the Shao Kahn and the Centaurs, who are still at war with each other while Princess Kitana is trying to make peace between the two races. The Centaurs are more in line with trying to fulfill the promises of Shao Kahn, while the Shao Kahn, on the other hand, are more in line with following the lead of Sindel and Kitana. While the summit was happening, unknown to the participants, a mysterious figure was watching the meeting from a hiding space in the rafters. At the summit, Kitana is arguing that it is only right for each race to be allowed to live in their homeland, while the Centaurs are not having it and arguing that no matter what, it should be their land because that is what Shao Kahn promised. And of course, Kitana isn't having that either because she's saying, "No, we are not going by Shao Kahn's promises, we're going by our new rules." The Centaur who was arguing this was about to combat Kitana in response, and lo and behold, Goro comes out of nowhere and stops the fight before it even starts. Everybody is shocked to see Goro come back because nobody has seen Goro since his defeat in Mortal Kombat 1. He explains that he has been in hiding for many years since he was ashamed of his defeat in Mortal Kombat and unwilling to serve Shao Kahn. But since Shao Kahn was gone, he was back to take his father's place as the leader of the Shao Kahn and threatened to crush anyone who opposes him, as he declares that the war between the Shao Kahn and the Centaurs must end, and they must come together and join Queen Sindel and Kitana. As a result, peace was made between the Shao Kahn and the Centaurs. Right after that, a huge explosion takes place, and it comes from Edenia's capital city, which is where Sindel was at. It turns out that the orb that was given to Sindel opened a portal that allowed Shinnok to enter the realm of Edenia. As the portal opened, his demons came along to overtake the realm of Edenia, and this included Scorpion and Reiko. And it turns out that the refugee that gave Sindel the orb was none other than Quan Chi. explaining that none of this would have happened if it weren't for Tanya. And Shinnok explains that the reason why he wanted to enter the realm of Edenia first was that it was just his passageway out of the Netherrealm, and furthermore saying, "My goal has always been to reach into the heavens and confront the Elder Gods. Now I have my chance." Several days later, we cut to Kuai Liang returning to China, looking for the ancient temple of the elements, as he wants to make peace with the elemental gods that his brother Bi-Han fought in Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. The comic explains that the temple of the elements is very secretive and hard to find, but how Kuai Liang is able to find it is actually shown in a little flashback scene between Bi-Han and Kuai Liang interacting with each other, where Bi-Han explains what the temple of the elements is to Kuai Liang, and it's sort of implied that is how Kuai Liang knows where the temple of the elements is, based on the knowledge that he got from his brother many years ago when he was still the Sub-Zero. But once Kuai Liang arrives at the temple of the elements, he realizes that none of the elemental gods are there. After that, he sees something that looks like a meteor strike is coming down from above, and is then curious to go and check it out. We then cut to 50 miles from where Sub-Zero and the Temple of Elements were, where Liu Kang and Kai are training with each other. Liu Kang gets the upper hand on Kai, and in frustration, Kai tells Liu Kang, "Damn it, Liu, I'm never gonna be as good as you." Liu Kang responds by saying, "There's more to martial arts than just fighting. You have to become one with your spirit. Only then can you summon your real inner strength and have the kind of power that you've only dreamed about." During this, Shaolin monks come in and tell Liu Kang that his grandfather requests his presence. Now, this is an inconsistency because in this timeline, Liu Kang is an orphan boy, so he doesn't really have relative, but let's just ignore that. The main point is that they all spot the meteor that we first saw with Sub-Zero. Liu Kang and Kai go and examine what happened, and we find out that this meteor was actually Fujin and Shinnok's demons falling from the sky. We then cut to Sonya's whereabouts, where she's in Shanghai trying to track down the last of the Black Dragon, and the last of the Black Dragon happens to be Jarek. It is noteworthy to mention that she is no longer with the Special Forces, but she is still working to capture every last member of the Black Dragon. They're in the middle of a fight, and Jarek seems to get the upper hand on Sonya, allowing him to get on his motorbike and escape. However, as soon as Sonya gets the opportunity to take one last shot at Jarek to capture him, she is interrupted by a call from Jax, where Jax basically tells her, "Forget Jarek right now, we've got some more important interdimensional issues going on right now," and he's talking about the stuff that's been happening with Fujin and the demons coming down from the sky. Jax sends the chopper to go and pick Sonya up, and lo and behold, Johnny Cage is in that chopper, explaining that he's doing research for a new movie that he's doing. Now, this is kind of an inconsistency with the games, because at this point, Johnny Cage is supposed to be dead, and his soul is supposed to be in the heavens. Where this is stated is in his Mortal Kombat 4 bio. And how he actually comes back is that while he was in the heavens, he learns the war waged against the Elder Gods, and he specifically asks Raiden to resurrect him so he can help his Earthrealm warriors. So anyways, we cut back to Liu Kang and Kai battling the Netherrealm and Shinnok's demons that have landed on Earth. And while this was happening, Raiden comes down and blasts all the demons away to come and help Fujin. This gives Raiden some time to explain to a confused Liu Kang and Kai as to what's going on. He explains that right now there is a war going on in the heavens between Shinnok and the Elder Gods, and Raiden and Fujin are out there trying to help the Elder Gods, and Fujin just came down and fell from the heavens. Fujin also tells them that the way that Shinnok came back is through Edenia, and this sparks Liu Kang's attention because he suspects that Katana is in trouble. Raiden then explains, "Fujin and I are the last of Earth's gods, and the Elder Gods have been weakened by Shinnok's attack. If we're going to be successful, we must coordinate a planned attack. Fujin and I will return to the eternal place, which is the heavens, and battle Shinnok there, while you gather Earth's warriors and return to Edenia to continue the fight there." As Raiden and Fujin leave back to the heavens, Sonya's chopper comes into the picture to have Sonya and Johnny Cage join Liu Kang and Kai. While they're all catching up with each other, Sonya explains that she's no longer with the Special Forces and joined the Outworld Investigation Agency, which is an international organization that was formed after Shao Kahn almost destroyed Earth in Mortal Kombat 3. Liu Kang also tells them what's what's going on by saying that the Elder Gods are under attack by the ruler of the Netherrealm, Shinnok, and that Raiden needs all of their help. During this, Sub-Zero finally catches up with him, saying, "Lou's right, Shinnok is evil incarnate. I think my brother, the original Sub-Zero, had some sort of an encounter with Shinnok. It may be what caused this whole thing. It's up to us to put an end to this." We then have an all-hands-on-deck moment with all the Earthrealm heroes, Liu Kang, Kai, Johnny Cage, Sonya, and Sub-Zero, all joining together to fight this battle. Liu Kang then says that they gotta figure out a way to get to Edenia, and Sonya solves that problem, explaining that her agency team was able to emulate interdimensional portals that requires a nuclear generator. They were able to get it working, and the heroes leap into the newly created portal to Edenia, and once they arrive there, they are met with Quan Chi saying, "Welcome, humans. Welcome to a Mortal Kombat like you've never seen before." And then the prequel or the prologue ends right there. The Mortal Kombat 4 comic doesn't really add anything new to Mortal Kombat 4's story. Everything that you see in the comic has already been established in the character bios of the game. But I would say that it is a good way to kind of follow the Mortal Kombat 4 story in an orderly fashion and kind of putting the puzzle pieces together from the character bios. Now, although it wasn't written by John Tobias said that the Mortal Kombat 4 comic is supposed to be canon. However, the comic's biggest problem is that it doesn't acknowledge that Johnny Cage is supposed to be dead, and John Tobias wrote Johnny Cage's return in a different way in the game. So really, all you gotta do is just take the Johnny Cage parts out of this comic, and you've got an accurate telling of some of Mortal Kombat 4's story. Now, if there's one thing that I will take away from this comic is that it furthers my suspicion that John Tobias kind of wanted Sub-Zero to be the main protagonist of Mortal Kombat 4, because although ultimately Liu Kang was the one to defeat Shinnok, he was only really in it to save Katana. While Sub-Zero's story in Mortal Kombat 4 was kind of him telling himself this is his brother Bihan's doing, so he feels that he has to be the one to end it. And his Mortal Kombat 4 bio kind of gives that feeling as well, where it says that he holds the secrets passed on to him by his sibling, secrets that could hold the key to stopping Shinnok, so he's sort of treated as the sole person to defeat Shinnok. Interesting to say the least. I hope you guys enjoyed this comic. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and remember, if you guys want me to go over some of the other Mortal Kombat comics in the past, let me know in the comments below as well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a big thumbs up and subscribe for all things Mortal Kombat. Alrighty guys, I will see you guys in the next video.